Hey YouTube, it's Mr. North 14, and today I am doing an updated review on the Epson ET 2760 SuperTank printer. So as you can see, I did my last review on this thing about a year and 3 months ago, and I am still loving this printer. And the reason why I'm finna show you here is, let's take a look at the ink. As you can see, it's been a year and 3 months, and this is how much ink I still have. Now, remember, I don't use this as much. My wife does. I basically just use the black ink, but this does print in color. It gives you an unheard of amount of printing and paper and everything. So, like I said, a year and about 3 months later, I still have ink there. Have I had any problems with this unit? Yes, I have had a problem. And that problem is, let's look at one of the test page printouts. As you can see, it's got good quality as far as the printout here. But what was happening is, you see this top part here that say Windows Printer Test Page, it's in blue. It was in black. And what was happening is that the printer wasn't printing out any color because the ink heads were dirty. So I went into the printer here, and I went, as you can see here, let's get a little closer. I went into maintenance, hit OK. Okay, I did a nozzle check, I did a head cleaning, and then it says power cleaning. That's the last thing you do if you still don't have the color. And so I did that power cleaning, and when I hit that, it says some crazy stuff like visit our site. So I didn't really understand what that was. I knew that I had to do some type of power cleaning because I needed to really clean the heads, because I knew that's what the issue was. So I went in, looked online, and said, how you do a power cleaning on the Epson 2760 ET SuperTank printer. And what it said to do is to turn the power off. Okay, you want to turn the power off. Let's just do it here. And let's hit OK. Now, I'm not going to do this because I've already did it, the power cleaning, and it takes up a lot of ink. But if you do run into the problem where it's not printing in color, this is what you do. You hold down the power button here, and it's a question mark here. You hold these two down while the printer is off, and then it'll cut on, and then it'll go into power printing mode, and you'll have to do a few steps in order to get it set up, but it'll walk you through the steps. And I just wanted to show you that, so that if you did have any issues, with color, that's how you would fix it. If the head cleaning doesn't do it, the nozzle thing doesn't do it, then what you're going to do is you're going to do the power clean. Okay? Once you do the power clean, if it's not working, then that's when you're going to have to buy a cleaning kit and actually go in and take a few things apart on the inside and clean this thing out. Okay, so like I said, this is the test page. This shows you the quality. Excuse me. This shows you the quality of everything. Very good quality. You can lift this up. Here is the scanner bed for you. Really nice, clean. Wife is scanning flyers for her sorority. You just put that right there, go to copy or scan or print, and it'll do that for you. Another thing I would say that you should get is a memory card. Get a memory card. I got one. It's got about 32 gigs in it. Always keep it in here, because when you copy things and stuff like that, instead of just sending it to a computer, because sometimes there's issues with sending it to the computer, it's just better to have that memory card. Take that memory card out and place it into any computer in your house, And then you can make any editing changes, or you can print any PDF that you scanned on this. I wish if they did do an update with this is that they allow you to put your Dropbox or OneDrive on there so that you can automatically just send that file. Instead of sending it here, you can send it to your Dropbox. And that would be a great addition if their engineers would do that. That would just make it a lot easier. That way you wouldn't have to carry it around. You just send it to your Dropbox. And they should allow you to have multiple accounts, so you can use multiple Dropbox accounts. My wife can use hers, I can use mine. But that's just something later on. As you can see, I'm having a good time with it. I showed you the only problem I have, just to give you a look under the hood. That's how it looks under the hood. As you can see, this right here is where you would put everything in. Lift that up, give you a check to see. That's what you do. You pop them up, and then you got big bottles of ink, and you just turn it, and they just drop in there. Okay, but this is just to give you a look. I really don't want to mess up any of the setup I have because everything is perfect. I haven't had a problem with this thing in about a year. I had the issue with it with the color about a year ago. Haven't had any issues. It's hooked up over the Wi-Fi, so any computer that's hooked onto my Wi-Fi can link up with it and print out anything. And like I said, this is like a really basic printer. And what I mean by basic, not that it's simple, is that it does things manually. When you scan, when you copy, you can't use the computer. It's best just to just walk up to the machine, open it up, put things on it, and do it, save it to a memory card, and just take it to the computer you need. It's just a lot simpler. It's a lot easier. It's the way many older people know how to do things. You know, they used to just going up to a printer or scanner and just doing things, you know. But you can still sit from the computer, and if you had a Word program or a spreadsheet, Excel and stuff like that, and just sit, print to network computer, you could do that. But I'm saying if you're scanning or copying, that's what I like about this. It's very simple. It's very easy. It's old school. You go up to the unit, you tell it what you need it to do, it does it, you move on. Okay, so this is good for if you have an office, you know, a small office. It's good for a home because the ink lasts forever. It holds tons of paper. It can do card stock. I had a lady ask a question. It does, but it doesn't have I mean, if it's really, really hard stock, card stock that won't bend, like a printer needs it to bend, then no, it's not going to work good in here. But I've used card stock, and it worked perfectly. On my card stock, it was thick, but it wasn't that thick. So it worked. It worked well, and it looked good on the card stock, the printing. So just to let people know, it does print on card stock, and you just put it up there. What else can I tell you that I enjoy about it? I told you about the simplicity. I told you about how much ink it holds, and that I'm a year and 3 months into it, and I still have tons of ink. Okay, the only reason I'm low on ink is because I had to do that power cleaning, and that uses a lot of ink. But just keep an eye on your unit, take care of it, and the printer has pretty much taken care of me. Also, like I said, get yourself a memory card. Okay, here's the quality again that it prints out. As you can see, I have it hooked up in my wife's office. My office is downstairs, and I basically just send things up to it from down there. I hope you enjoyed the re-review. This is Mr. North 14. Peace out.